Hello friends and my lovely viewers, welcome back to the channel. Today it is finally the time to check out what we have all been waiting for, the Shark Clan. After waiting for so long and hearing rumors of the clan being potentially really good, my curiosity is at its peak today. I just sincerely hope and wish that this clan is not going to disappoint us, cause I was thinking of saving my summoning gems for these sharks. Anyways, keep in mind by the way that this is a first look video. But even so, we will still go through important infos about these champions while investigating their skills. Let's get started first by seeing their appearances. This is the female. I honestly think they look a bit funny. Like, I never expected Bloodline to create shark resemblancing champs. But well, apparently they did. Is that an octopus? You know, on her waist there is something which legit looks like an octopus. I wonder if this is just a decoration, or if it serves a purpose. But we will get to know that very soon. The bowgun on her back may also be for something specific. We don't know yet, but it is yet to be explored. Let us see the male now. 2 weapons, a hook and a bag on the waist. That looks alright enough. As he is a one-handed kinda attacker, I wonder if he will have fast attack speed too. You know, this kind of sword he's holding reminds me of this ancient fish I once saw on a TV show. Let me see if I can find a picture. Oh yeah. It is called a sawfish. The resemblance is amazing though. By the way, I don't think I mentioned it, but this clan is warrior class, so I guess we can expect them to deal melee damage. It is time to move on now. Let us start with the male's active skill today. Tyrannical Smack. He will eat 20% of his own constitution and deal true damage to the target equal to 80% of the eaten constitution. Our male also gains a shield that can block damage equal to 70% of the eaten constitution. This shield lasts for 6 seconds. He attacks and defends depending on how much of his own constitution he eats. If he has 100 constitution points, then he will eat and take away 20 constitution points from himself. Out of those 20 points, he will deal 16 points to the enemy as true damage. And once again, out of the 20 eaten points, he will use 14 constitution points to create a shield. I hope this made sense as I tried to break it down with an example. I wonder what his passive does though. Let's check it out. Wicked Wave Lineage is the name of this one. His constitution will be increased by 100% when the battle starts. The constitution will bit by bit fall off in the next 20 seconds, but it will not drop below 30% of its max. Each normal attack eats away 15% of his current constitution and deals an additional true damage equal to 40% of the consumed constitution. For every 5% max constitution lost during the battle, his attack speed will be boosted by 10% and lifesteal rate by 4%. Once the constitution is below 50%, the caster becomes immune to control effects. Sounds good. Complicated, but good. This had a lot of different things in it, including lifesteal, which I don't see very often. And I especially like the last part, which states he will become immune to control effects once the constitution falls below 50%. Clearly this type of champion is strong, but also may be hard to kill. Kinda typical warrior champs to be this way. Anyways, let's see his final skill, aka the ultimate. Brutal Tear. Wow. He looks like a complete monster. So in this skill, he will attack the current target multiple times, dealing total damage equal to 750% of his strength. This attack also inflicts trauma, which increases the target's damage taken by 25% and prevents them from being healed by their allies for 8 seconds. During this period, if the target loses 20% of the max constitution, trauma will be converted into a permanent fatal wound effect, which increases the damage taken by 30% and prevents them from recovering constitution. Fatal wound can't be removed. Damn, this skill looks monstrous like I said. But it doesn't really say exactly how many times he will attack the enemy. It just says what the total damage will be. So I'm guessing it all depends on how much damage each of his attacks inflicts. The trauma effect is cool though. The enemy gets so traumatized by the scary shark, he or she cannot defend nor heal themselves properly. And if they lose a lot of constitution while being traumatized, the damage taken will become so great they cannot ever properly recover from it. But this only happens if the target loses 30% of the constitution. So, I am thinking the enemies with less defense is at a higher risk of being permanently wounded. This all being said, what do you all think about the male shark? Do you believe he will be great in the battle, or do you think this is another summoning shard waster of a champion? Feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now that we have checked out the male champion's capabilities, it is soon about time for us to see the female. But before that, allow me to thank my sponsor real quick. This video is sponsored by App Gallery. In case you don't know what App Gallery is, it's a great app store where you can download all your favorite games from. It's just like a regular app store, apart from the fact that it has amazing rewards that is specialized depending on different games. A good news for Bloodline players is that at the moment App Gallery has some amazing offers for the players of the game. These offers includes 15% cashback in Y points for all your in-game purchases. It is valid until the end of this month. They also have a VIP program for the more heavy spenders, as you can see on the screen. Anyways, if you're planning to download App Gallery, just follow the step-by-step process that's on the screen at the moment. And for more details, check out the description below. Oh, they also have a giveaway going on right now, so feel free to join their Discord, whose link I will share below as well. By the way, before I forget, let me just mention that App Gallery is available for all Android devices, as well as all the emulators such as LD Player, Nox, BlueStacks, etc. So yeah, download App Gallery today and enjoy amazing advantages and promotions starting today. Let's continue by moving on to the female shark. In her active skill, she swings her weapon at nearby enemies, which deals damage equal to 500% of her strength. This attack will cause the target to go silent, and they start hesitating with their attacks, which reduces their damage dealt by 30% for 3 seconds. The cooldown is 8 seconds though. Each of our female's normal attacks reduces the cooldown by 10%. aka, her attack literally scares the enemies so badly that they go silent and can't attack at full strength for some time. I mean, she does look quite intimidating, so it perfectly makes sense. It is looking alright so far. We'd have to see all of the skills to get the whole picture though, so let's see the passive now. Oh lol, Brutal Bloodline. The name is kind of funny in a way. The passive revolves around the effect called Bloodthirsty. Her strength, strength resistance, and attack speed will increase when any enemy's constitution is lower than 90%. The lower the constitution is, the more these stats are increased, up to a max of 30% for the strength, 25% for strength resistance, and 30% for the attack speed. Bloodthirsty effects triggered by different enemies are stackable. This looks really good. As long as the enemy's constitution is lower than 90%, which is usually not hard to do, all the mentioned boosts will start to count. And we can cause this to happen to multiple enemies at the same time as well. The only thing that is uncertain here is how much boost will be given at the different constitution percentages of the enemy. Like, we don't know how much boost we will get. It is only mentioning the max we can get. But still, this is looking promising. And we gotta keep in mind this is just a passive. We are yet to see the ultimate. Anyways, let's move on to the ultimate so we can get a clear picture. Honestly, I had no patience. Merciless Devouring. She will quickly move to the farthest enemy's back and swallow them for 5 seconds. Swallow them? Really? I wonder how that looks. Anyways, during this swallowing, the enemy cannot recover constitution and energy, and the enemy will be taking damage equal to 160% of our champion's strength every second. 300 energy points will be lost in total though. Meanwhile, this enemy will bear 35% of our female sharks taken damage. If they still survive, our champion will spit them out. This is definitely a unique one. So the enemy will take 160% damage 5 times. Then our champion loses 300 energy points, but the enemy will bear 35% of our champion's taken damage. So if the female shark takes damage while using the ultimate, it would actually hurt the enemy as well since he is swallowed. I wonder something though. If the enemy is swallowed, would it also prevent him or her from attacking? Cause how will the enemy attack if the enemy is in the shark's belly? If we think logically, right, it doesn't quite make sense for them to keep attacking. Or can the enemy perhaps only attack our shark? Well, this ultimate made things a little confusing in the end. What do you all think? Do you think her ultimate is OP? Or do you think it's meh? Feel free to let us know in the comment section below. If I was to give my judgment and conclusion on these two champions, I am still very impressed by the female's passive skill. I think that one will create significant value. And her ultimate is, like I said, confusing AF. Like, it is very hard to judge what kind of outcome it will create. And the active is just normal and on average, like any other average active. As for the male, he is super scary. Like, the enemy literally freezes up whenever he uses his ultimate. As for his active, I think it's a little bit meh, but at the same time the shield might be useful. His OPness there also depends a little bit on how he's built. As for his passive skill, it gives a lot of different buffs and whatnot. It looks great, but we also gotta ask ourselves how significantly great is the 4% lifesteal. Having so many small buffs and details can cause an illusion of it being a great skill as well. But yeah, this all being said, if you have any input or thoughts about the new clan, negatives or positives, we'd love to know about it in the comments. I hope this video gave you a better understanding of the new clan. And don't forget I will also make a follow-up video where we discuss the traits of these champions, so keep an eye out for that. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a pretty day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, stay foxy, adios, bye!